will be the next 5 WWE Undisputed Champions? Well, in today's video, I am answering that question, but before we get anywhere into the video, be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, go follow the freaking socials. That includes my Instagram account, my X account, the links to those are in the description of this video, or they're really in the description of every video. But before we get anywhere in the video as well, be sure to leave your thoughts. Make sure to leave your thoughts throughout the video or just anywhere at the end of the video. Just leave your thoughts on this topic down in the comments below. It helps me out a ton, and I read every comment. So, you know, why wouldn't you leave your thoughts down in the comments, man? You're cool if you do, I'll say that. But right now, let's get right on into today's video. Alright, so our current champion obviously is the American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes. He beat John Cena for it at SummerSlam. So we know that currently Cody is feuding with, well, Drew McIntyre. And so there is my first prediction. This one is very obvious that I feel like our next undisputed champion is going to be Drew McIntyre. And I honestly think it's going to be very soon as their first match, man, that these two have for the title. I think it's going to be really as soon as that happens, because I feel like Cody is probably going to go take a break. But this one is very obvious to see. The WWE has really been pushing McIntyre as this heel, and they've been doing great at it. I've loved McIntyre's heel work, and giving him this title would elevate him to a whole nother level, man, which I would absolutely love to see. And like I said, it's just one of those ones that's like very obvious, because WWE is already in the process of it, so it's really easy to predict this one, since I mean we already have some strong reasoning to believe that McIntyre will be our next undisputed champion. And honestly, if he doesn't win it at their first match that they have for the title, it's going to be at least one of the matches that they have for the title. I know McIntyre for sure is 100% going to be our next undisputed champion. I just don't see the WWE not doing this. Right now is the great time to capitalize on it. McIntyre is really at probably one of his peaks of his career, if not his peak. Man, I've really been loving his heel work, and man, I think a lot of people have as well. His promos and just his matches, just everything he does makes him such a great heel. And like I said, man, giving him this title could elevate him to a whole nother level that I know, and I know I love to see, and I know a lot of people would love to see. But that is my first prediction. But this one, like I said, this one was very obvious in my opinion. But my first prediction is Drew McIntyre to be one of our next undisputed champions. Alright, so now that we've predicted McIntyre to take it from Cody, who do I predict is going to take it from McIntyre? Well, this one could be obvious, it just depends on how you look at it, but honestly, I'm going to have to go with Randy Orton. Obviously, we know on this past episode of Friday Night SmackDown, Randy Orton did come in the ring, or was it this past Friday? Yes, my bad, I keep messing up, man. It was this past Friday, I lose track of time, but yes, it was this past Friday. McIntyre was cutting his promo, but then we did have Randy Orton sneak up from behind and hit him with the most 3 dangerous letters in WWE, the RKO. And so right there already is one reason why I feel like, you know, well, I think Randy will take it from McIntyre. And it's not just that. We've seen previous you know, agitation towards each other with the whole Jelly Roll situation at SummerSlam. Obviously, Randy Orton had teamed up with Jelly Roll, and Drew McIntyre had teamed up with Logan Paul. But there was a feud building between just the two of those guys in that feud as well. So, I mean, honestly, for that reason, I'm going to have to say Randy Orton. And honestly, this one. Honestly, we already know Randy is most likely to win a championship very, very soon, if you ask me. So really, I'm going to predict him taking it from McIntyre. I don't know when that would be. I mean, I feel like McIntyre would hold it for a good amount of time, man. He's not, I mean, I don't know if I would go as far as to say a whole year, but he's definitely going to hold it for a good amount of time, like I said. So it's not going to be as soon as McIntyre wins this, just a few months after that Randy's going to win this. I think it's going to be, we're going to have to wait a little bit, but I mean, it'll all be worth it. But inevitably, I do think Randy is most likely to take this title. I just think probably right now is one of the best times, considering that Randy versus McIntyre would honestly be a very good match, if you ask me, just putting those guys in a one-on-one. So for that reason as well, I mean, I think Randy is just the best option to take it from McIntyre. I mean, you can argue other people like maybe Damian Priest to take it from McIntyre, but they were visiting that feud for over a year, yeah, literally over a year, and they just wrapped it up like just a few months ago. So I don't think they'd run that back, and there's really not many other people that I think could really take it from McIntyre that would make sense. So for right now, I am going to have to say Randy. But like I said, you guys can definitely argue other positions to who could take it from McIntyre. Just me personally, I will go with Randy Orton, and this is obviously just something I as well would love to see. I do like Randy Orton, and it's cool. It would be cool to see him as another WWE Undisputed Champion. So that is my prediction to take it from McIntyre. I do have Randy Orton. All right, and on this next prediction, I think I went pretty freaking big brain on this one. So we have predicted now that Randy would take it from McIntyre. So who would take it from Randy Orton? Man, like I said, I big brained this one, y'all. I do have Uncle Howdy. Yes, Uncle Howdy from the Wyatt Six. Obviously, there's no Uncle Howdy. What am I thinking? But yes, I do have Uncle Howdy taking it from Randy Orton. Man, I really had to use like past connections with this one. Obviously, Uncle Howdy and the Wyatt Six, they revolve around the legacy of Bray Wyatt. Well, who's one of the pretty big feuds that Wyatt had in his time in WWE? Randy Orton. So here we are. Randy would be I'm considering Randy as a baby. It would still be a babyface when he holds this title, and Uncle Howdy would go in as the heel. So I mean, there's lots of connections here for like Uncle Howdy. Maybe just wanting to get revenge for Bray Wyatt or just however way they approach that. I mean, they can approach it that way, or I mean, just it would really make sense for Uncle Howdy to take this from Randy. I mean, honestly, you can argue a lot of other people, but man, I think this one makes just logical sense. And honestly, this is something that I love to see. I love to see them run Uncle Howdy versus Randy Orton. It would kind of revisit so much history in the WWE, if you ask me. And honestly, a lot of people that were around for the Randy and Bray Wyatt days, I think this could really resemble that time for them, and so therefore those people that lived during that Randy and Bray time, they would absolutely love this. I feel like those people would love this match, like myself. I think this match would just be absolutely awesome. And I mean, as far as what I really want to see Uncle Howdy as a WWE Undisputed Champion, I mean, as far as his current character, no. I think Uncle Howdy needs to be elevated a lot more. I think he definitely needs to at least win a mid-card title before he goes after Randy. But like I said, these predictions for who I'm predicting to to win the title, the next 5 superstars to win the Undisputed Championship, this could take place over a matter of a year or more. So, I'm considering by the time that Randy is obviously champion, I'm assuming that Uncle Howdy would obviously have already been like a mid-card champion or of some sort. So now he's finally ready to go to the main event. So that's kind of another way that I'm approaching with this one. But obviously with Uncle Howdy's current character, I don't think he should not be a champion. But I'm just assuming that Uncle Howdy is going to get some sort of push to where people start to put more attention on him. Because honestly, in the Wyatt Six right now, a lot of people's attention on that team is more around their tag division that they have with Dexter Lumis and Joe Gacy. And so for that reason, I mean, there's no reason to really give Uncle Howdy this right now. But like I said, I just think maybe that Howdy could get some sort of push where people really start to look at him more than the actual just tag division of the Wyatt Six. So inevitably, I will go with Uncle Howdy. This is something I'd love to see. Just that match would be awesome in general, if you ask me. It revisits so much history. So for that reason, man, I would love that. And so therefore, I will go with Uncle Howdy dethroning Randy Orton. Now, honestly, with these next two, or with just this one as well, I mean, it's just, these were a little bit harder for me to predict, but we've came to the point where I've now predicted as Uncle Howdy to be our undisputed champion. So after that, well, who would dethrone him? And honestly, I'm going to have to go with Solo Sikoa. For that, I say Solo because, like I kind of mentioned when I was in the last clip with Uncle Howdy, is I predicted that he kind of has like already won a mid-card title before he gets to this main event with Randy Orton. So, and I would assume he'd probably take the US title from Solo. So after all that, I'm kind of assuming that they would revisit that with Solo obviously not being the champion this time, and obviously Uncle Howdy being the champion. That's kind of what I'm thinking. That's what kind of my thought process here. So Solo kind of trying to get revenge on Uncle Howdy, and now Solo going after Uncle Howdy's title. And honestly, I think it would be very cool to see Solo as a champion. Obviously, they need to do a lot better with Solo than they've been doing recently. So obviously, I'm assuming at this point in time that they've already fixed Solo's character. Well, not necessarily his character, just the way they book him. Because Solo's character is completely fine in my opinion. I think his character is actually awesome. So I just think WWE needs to work on how they book Solo because right now it has not been very good, if you ask me. Just his U.S. title reign has been pretty ass, if you ask me. And just he's been eating pins week after week. So obviously by this time that he potentially reaches this feud with Uncle Howdy that I predicted, I would assume that he's already had better booking than what he's had now, and so so therefore they decide to push him to the main event and have him go one-on-one with Uncle Howdy for the title. And like I said, this is something that I would obviously love to see. Like Solo's current heel character being a undisputed champion would be absolutely awesome. Just before they do that, they really need to work on how they book him. It just, again, man, it's unfortunate to say that it's just hasn't been very good. I mean, they could really easily fix this. They just need to actually capitalize on fixing it because right now they're not obviously doing that. But yeah, I think it'd be cool to see Solo as the undisputed champion. And I mean, a Solo versus Uncle Howdy could possibly be a good match. I mean, I don't know if it's going to be the greatest match, but I think it could be at least good. But yeah, I think I'm just going to have to go Solo here. But like I said, this one was a little bit harder to predict for me. And even the next one that I'm going to mention in the next clip was a little bit harder to predict. But I am just going to have to go Solo. I didn't think too much about this one. I'm not going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. But I mean, I thought a little bit on predicting who would take it from Uncle Howdy, and just inevitably it kind of just led me to Solo. But I don't have too much reasoning for saying Solo Sikoa. It's just kind of like a hope, honestly, for me, in my opinion, because like I said, Solo's heel character right now is just so awesome. So it'd be very cool to see him as an undisputed champion. Just gotta fix his booking first, WWE. But I am gonna have to go Solo taking it from Uncle Howdy. All right, and now for the last prediction. Well, we have made it to Solo being the undisputed champion. So who is to take it from Solo Sikoa? I'm gonna have to say Jimmy Uso. Yes, I'm going to have to say Jimmy Uso here. I'm saying Jimmy Uso because, well, honestly, I think they need to give the other Uso a push like they did the first one. I get that this is a undisputed champion. This is a lot bigger, if you ask me, than the world champion that Jey Uso got. But still, honestly, they need to give the other Uso the push. Man, I'd love to see a big Jimmy Uso push. That'd be freaking amazing, if you ask me. So that's really the thought process that I put in here. And obviously, there's history between Jimmy and Solo. I mean, literally, they're related, and we've seen a WWE storyline with them multiple times. So, I mean, they're still in one, actually, as the time that I'm obviously recording this. So, but yeah, I think Jimmy Uso is really the right call to say after if hypothetically I've predicted this all right and Solo is our champion, I think to take it from him, I mean, I think it's definitely should be Jimmy Uso. You can definitely argue maybe Jacob Fatu, but I don't know if they're really ready to do that yet. I mean, they could. I would actually love that too, but honestly, I think they need to give the other Uso the push. And honestly, I think they need to do it soon, if you ask me. Obviously, by this time, I'm assuming as well that Jimmy Uso would have already won a mid-card title. Obviously, I would pretty much assume that he would have already won the United States title from maybe Uncle Howdy or something. Obviously, I'm going off how I predicted this. So honestly, I mean, he's going to have to win a mid-card title before he gets to that big main event, much like Jey Uso. Obviously, Jey Uso won the Intercontinental title before winning the world title that he won. So I am assuming that Jimmy would have already won maybe the U.S. title, and now he's in the main event going up against Solo Sikoa for the Undisputed Championship. Like I said, the other Uso just needs this push like the other one. And honestly, when they do this, if they do this, I hope that this push is a lot better than Jay's. Now, I'm not trying to hate on Jay at all. His push was actually pretty good. I hope I'm trying to say is I hope this one maybe lasts just a little bit longer, man. Because once Jey Uso won that title, did he hold it for, was it 2 months? Maybe 2 months. I mean, I guess that is a good amount of time, but I really kind of wanted more out of that one. So I figure if they do this, I really do want more time with Jimmy Uso holding that undisputed title. But yeah, man, that's really my only reasoning for this one, is just the other Uso needs the push. And I mean, if I've predicted this all to be right, Jimmy and Solo have major history together, so that's another reason. But those are really the main reasons that I do have Jimmy Uso as the Undisputed Champion. But that was the last WWE superstar that I have winning the Undisputed Champion. Alright everybody, we have now reached the end of the video. I do hope you guys did enjoy. As always, like I said, leave me your thoughts down in the comments below. That literally just anything about this video, you can comment on that down below, or just anything you want to ask me, anything, just leave it in the comments and I'll respond. Like I said though, hope y'all did enjoy. If you did enjoy, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I upload a video. Go follow the freaking socials. That includes Instagram and X. The links to those in the description of this video. Once again though, hope y'all boys enjoyed, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.